Yeah.
And so, but you brought up Bud with well, I did actually, but then you expanded on it with Bud and Inoue. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a quick comparison of Bud and Inoue, a little
I think you
metaphor
leaned
to,
into my question, by the way. So go ahead.
and then I want your comparison of the two of them too. But there's a little because there's an argument over pound for pound number one between these two, right? And there's a really great argument either way. And I'm gonna take you back to 2009, 2010 in the NBA. And you remember the puppets, LeBron James and the Kobe Bryant puppets over the rings?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
so around that time there was this debate: whose league is it? Is it Kobe Bryant or is
Yeah.
it LeBron James? And Kobe Bryant, like Terence Crawford, was older,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
even though Bud actually looked as explosive as ever against Spence, but stick with me for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you.
He's like number 24 Kobe, in his
Yeah.
30s. It's still my league, right? Like Bud, I'm still number one pound for pound youngin,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
this guy is coming and he's on his tail. And Bud, like Kobe, is the more savvy guy. Triple pump fake, little slither, little window, get the
Yeah.
shot off, hand in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
no
Yeah. Yeah.
problem, right?
Yeah.
LeBron is just coming down the lane and jumping 10 feet above the rim and just jack. And that to me right now is like the LeBron Kobe. That it's like the 2010,
Yeah.
that's Inoue and Bud right now.
I
Bud
love
being
that, man.
Kobe and Inoue being LeBron. Just this
That is a
ridiculous
hell
act.
of a that's a
Yes.
hell of an analogy, and I hope that catches fire, and I hope that it catches fire for you because I really do feel when it comes to expanding the audience of boxing, to me, and this is what I've been trying to do with the Porterway podcast, you got to get people from other entertainment fields, other sports talking about boxing.
Kid each and every day. If he's not playing, they don't have a chance to win. And if he's not talked in terms of the MVP, then I think they really are not giving it a fair assessment of the MVP. I think no matter what you can say about his team, you take him away from his team, I'm pretty sure they will not be as successful. As you take away LeBron and you take away Kobe, I'm pretty sure those teams will still be competitive. Not to speak down on his teammates, just in terms of how much he represents offensively and defensively on that team. And
defense is perfect.
Your defense is better.
It's always a beautiful feeling when you can hit a man and can't hit your back though. You ain't had to take a whole lot. Everybody's gonna get hit when they walk into that ring. It's just the thing is how much you get hit. That was a beautiful. That was superb. That was superb. You got a vicious level. If I were you, I'd just continue to work on that level and bring the right hand straight across.
Okay.
Big fight.
Thank you.
Big fight.
You don't got much to say because you did so good.
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I got inspired to do this particular video because yesterday I was in an Uber, and it was quite a long Uber from where I live to the Amerant Bank Arena, home of the Florida Panthers. I went to go watch the Panthers play in the playoffs last night, and they got their ass absolutely waxed by the Boston Bruins. 5-1. It was a very sad and somber night. But on the way to the arena, I was on my phone. So I was on the social media. I was on Twitter, just having fun. And I stumbled upon my boy, Sean Tuttle and Sean Porter. They did a recent collab. And they were discussing about who is currently the best pound-for-pound fighter in boxing between Naoya Inoue and Terence Crawford. And Sean Tuttle made the analogy, and he made a basketball analogy, which I know a lot about, which is, he was comparing Inoue and Crawford, this whole debate for pound to the LeBron James, Kobe Bryant debate that was going on around 2008, 2009. Because especially around that time, 2008, 2009, partially 2010, there was a lot of debate about who was the best player in the NBA between LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. Now, when I was hearing this, I enjoyed it. I thought there were some great points made by both Sean Porter and Sean Tuttle. But naturally, I asked myself, okay, well, if Crawford and Inoue are Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, then who's the Dwayne Wade of boxing? You know, who's actually the best? Because for those of you that know, for those of you that don't know, Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, they're great players. They're all-time great players. Don't have any problem if you think they're the best. But if we're talking about specifically 2008, 2009, that season, the actual real best player in the NBA was Dwayne Wade. And he was robbed of the MVP. He had a team full of scrubs and dragged them to the playoffs. And damn near got out the first round. Right? And you know, this was Dwayne Wade pre-injuries. You know, Dwayne Wade pre all the injuries and whatnot, I believe, for a very brief moment in time, was the best player in the NBA. So he was screwed that year. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And to this very day, that's an opinion that I will die on the hill to defend, right? Now, to tie it into all of boxing, right? Naoya Inoue is a great fighter. Inoue just had a great performance against Louis Neri. But there's been a lot of criticism from boxing fans that despite his level of dominance, there just hasn't been that guy in and around his weights that you would say is of equal to or greater caliber than him. So a lot of times what happens with Inoue is he winds up fighting fighters that are very good fighters. Like Louis Neri is a very good fighter. But him by him beating those guys ain't going to give him the credit he deserves. Plus, you got the fact that Inoue won the undisputed title by beating Paul Butler. So it made his bantamweight run look extremely weak. And just things like that, right? He didn't fight none of the big names at 115 like Roman Gonzalez, Gaio Estrada, Rung Basai Quadras. Never fought any of them. So those are knocks on his pound for pound claim, in my opinion, right? Then you swing it over to Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford level of dominance is right up there with Inoue, right? Been a pound for pound caliber fighter damn near 10 years, but whether it was his fault or not his fault, he just doesn't have the resume where you could say, you know, he's definitively the number one pound for pound fighter. Yes, he's been undisputed in 2 weight classes. I respect that. He's trying to become a 4 division champion by fighting Israel Madrimov. I just think, look, when you argue those two guys, there's knocks on both of them, right? But there's one fighter in boxing, and I'm tying it all in because this guy, I believe, if he wins his next big fight, he is the Dwayne Wade of boxing, the actual best. Not Nike telling us that he's the best, not ESPN trying to push propaganda and hope we get a finals between Kobe and LeBron being the best. No, the actual best, you know? I really and truthfully feel, guys, if and when Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev fight, if Dmitry Bivol winds up becoming victorious in that fight and he is undisputed in the light heavyweight division, he is hands down, unequivocally the number one pound for pound fighter in boxing. Now, I will go on record, as I've gone on record many times already, and say that I do think Beterbiev will beat Bivol. I think Beterbiev will just be a little too much for Bivol in the end, but I don't write off Bivol. I think Bivol is more than capable of winning the fight. The reason why I feel Bivol would definitely be number one over Crawford and Inoue. Mind you, I'm a bigger Crawford and Inoue fan than I am Bivol, so I'm not being biased here. I enjoy watching Crawford and Inoue from a stylistic standpoint more than Bivol. Bivol bores me to death sometimes, but I can't be biased. Dmitry Bivol, if he were to be victorious against Artur Beterbiev, these will be facts, okay? Let's start with this. If Bivol beats Beterbiev, which I think he's more than capable of doing, he will have Canelo Alvarez and Artur Beterbiev on his resume. Now, you guys tell me, the Inoue fanboys and the Crawford fanboys, I know we got a lot of them here on YouTube. You guys tell me, if Bivol is to be Artur Beterbiev, who the hell does Inoue or Crawford have on their resume that is comparable to Artur Beterbiev and Canelo? Please let me know. Is Stephen Fulton that guy is and I'm saying Fulton's a good fighter, but I'm saying, is he to the level of a Canelo or Beterbiev? Is Errol Spence? You know, you guys always talk that car crash nonsense with Spence. Is he comparable? I don't think so. So I already think just off of quality of wins, he's already blowing Crawford and Inoue out the water as far as resume, right? That's part of it, right? The second part of it is his dominance as a champion. He's been champion. He's been world champion for 7 years. If he beats Beterbiev, that'll be 12 consecutive world title defenses. So you're talking about consistency over a long period of time. You're talking about a guy dominating and reigning over a weight class, right? So that counts for something, right? Neither Crawford or Inoue, they may have been undisputed, but they didn't reign for that long. They didn't reign for 7 years, right? So that goes a long way. And then he'll be undisputed, which of course Crawford and Inoue have both done twice over, so they would have that over Bivol. But my argument would be that Dmitry Bivol's undisputed run, just by him having to beat Artur Beterbiev to become the undisputed champion, that already makes it better than anything Inoue and Crawford did, because Crawford had beat Julius Ndongo, who a lot of people didn't rate that highly, and he beat Errol Spence, who, you know, a lot of even the Errol Spence fans said he wasn't as good as he used to because of the car crash. So how much credit? And then, you know, Paul Butler, Marlon Tapales, these guys are good fighters, but then are they Artur Beterbiev? No. Then look at the guys that he had to defend the belts against over time. He had to defend the belt against, most notably, Canelo Alvarez. He had to defend the belt most notably against Gilberto Soto Ramirez, who was already a world champion at 168 and has since become champion at cruiserweight. So damn good fighter there. Had to defend it against Joe Smith Jr., who became light heavyweight champion later on in his career. Jean Pascal, multiple time world champion. So my thing is this: you don't have to think that he's the most exciting fighter in the world, but if Dmitry Bivol beats Artur Beterbiev, make no mistake about it, unless Inoue go up to featherweight and become undisputed or something like 3-time undisputed, or Crawford, I don't know what Crawford can do, because there's really nobody at 54 or 60 that I would put on that level to where I would be like, oh my God. Like, Crawford would have to be the Canelo. He'd have to beat Canelo, or he'd have to like beat Jaron Ennis or Canelo or something like that to be put above Bivol, because how on earth can you rectify, how do you rationalize Crawford or Inoue's resume when they don't have anything like a Canelo or Beterbiev on it, you know? And of course, I'm talking about if Bivol beats Beterbiev, which is a huge if, because I don't know if that's going to happen. But it's like to tie it back into basketball, because they were talking about basketball yesterday. They mentioned Kobe, they mentioned LeBron. Well, guess what? Dwayne Wade, Shaq left Kobe to play with Dwayne Wade. LeBron left Cleveland in his prime to play with Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade didn't go to Cleveland to play with LeBron. Dwayne Wade, you know, Shaq didn't stay in LA. Shaq didn't go to Cleveland first to go, when he was still an all-star, to go play with LeBron. No, Dwayne Wade attracted the big stars, so he was really the best, you know. But that's a discussion for another day. I'm just tying it all in because I keep hearing all these basketball points. But nonetheless, let me know what you guys think, man. What do you guys think about what I'm saying about Dmitry Bivol being pound for pound number one if he beats Beterbiev? I really don't see how you could argue it. Undisputed is great, but I mean, when you're beating guys like Julius Ndongo and Paul Butler, how on God's green earth? And I know that some of the Inoue fans will say, well, BT, you can't blame Paul Butler. Casemiro did all this stuff. Okay, is Casemiro Beterbiev? No, he's not. So it doesn't matter if Casemiro would have, you know, went in there. So just saying, man, like, let's give that some thought, you know, and then let's give credence to that, because then you got Usyk versus Tyson Fury potentially. If Usyk wins that fight, he's 2-time undisputed, and I think even he would have, if he gets Tyson Fury on his resume, even he would have a better resume as far as the opponents he actually defeated than Crawford or Inoue. That's just the truth. So, but I'm gonna go with Bivol. Bivol beats Beterbiev. I'm just sorry. Having a resume of Canelo, Beterbiev, Soto Ramirez, Jean Pascal, Joe Smith, 7 years champion, 12 world title defenses, barely losing any rounds, and many years ago, Pernell Whitaker already prophesized about this. Pernell Whitaker already said, like 5 years ago when he was still alive, R.I.P. Pernell Whitaker, that Dmitry Bivol will be pound for pound number one. So, again, I think Beterbiev, if he stops Bivol, if I really wanted to, like, try hard to make an argument, I could, but he just doesn't have the body of work that Bivol has. So, therefore, because he doesn't have the body of work, I mean, they have Daniel the same amount of fights, but I'm just saying, like, Bivol's been more, consistently active, and he's reigned for a long time. So I just think it's an easier argument, especially because of the two names he would have on his resume if he beat Beterbiev, which would be Canelo and Beterbiev himself. So that's where I'm drawing my line. Y'all can argue this Crawford Inoue stuff all you want. It's a lot of fun, but if Dmitry Bivol beats Artur Beterbiev, there is no argument. The zero. So I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm at the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canterfield, New York. And for more great boxing content just like this video, make sure you click and subscribe right over here.